Hello everyone, welcome back. We've got 3 trades to discuss. 3 trades happened a while back on July 1st, and I'm going to touch on all 3 of them that involved 1 player and 1 pick being swapped. We'll get to all of the updates from those 3 trades coming up right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here at the End-to-End Hockey channel. Now before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do it with all of you guys, so if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and don't forget to stay tuned for more videos coming out in the next little while. So in today's video, we've got 3 very interesting trades to talk about. They are player for pick swaps, just 1-for-1 deals. We saw 3 of them happen on July 1st. It's taken a bit to get these videos out. We do have 3 trades that I definitely want to discuss with you guys, and leave a comment down in the comment section below for your opinion. Like, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. So the first one we saw was between the Edmonton Oilers and the Boston Bruins on July 1st. The Edmonton Oilers moved Viktor Arvidsson to the Boston Bruins for a 2027 5th round pick. So this is a smart move here for the Oilers. It freed up enough cap space for them to go after Andrew Mangiapane. So it was a smart move there from Edmonton, who really needed to move someone off their roster. They were able to get a 2027 5th round pick in return, so being Arvidsson is a cap dump, didn't have the greatest of seasons last year. A 5th round pick's not an overly bad return for the Edmonton Oilers, so that was a pretty solid move there from Edmonton. For Boston, they're going to hope that Arvidsson can do really well. Arvidsson's in the final year of a 2-year deal, AAV of $4 million. He's a winger. He's 32 years old. He's entering the final year of his deal, like we said. Had 15 goals, 27 points in 67 games last year in the Edmonton Oilers organization, which is nowhere close to the 59 and 49 points he had a couple of seasons ago with Los Angeles. So it was definitely a low-end season there from Arvidsson. He was also injury-prone as well. We got into a couple of injuries in the season, so hopefully it's a smart move there for Boston. Like, it's a 5th round pick. It's not going to be an overly huge ask, and I think Boston does this all day. The Bruins have cap space, and they need some more veteran help on this team. Arvidsson can play middle 6 role. Hopefully he stays healthy, and if the Bruins are once again bad next year, given the fact he's in the final year of his deal, they can retain 50% of his contract and move him at the trade deadline. That's a very likely possibility. So all in all, I do think the Oilers win this deal because they're able to free up enough cap space and go after maybe a better fit in Andrew Mangiapane. But if Arvidsson does well, maybe he gets traded at the trade deadline, maybe the return's really good. This could be a deal that works out for the Boston Bruins long term. So very interesting note there, but the Bruins and Oilers made a pick for player swap. Another pick for player swap that was made on July 1st was between the Blackhawks and the Sabres, as the Blackhawks acquired Sam Lafferty, who used to play for them, from the Buffalo Sabres for a 2026 6th round pick. So for the Sabres, they were able to clear off $2 million in cap space by moving off of Lafferty. He was a solid bottom 6 guy, but didn't really work out overly well with the Sabres. Get a 6th round pick back for Lafferty being a 4th liner. That's a pretty good value there for the Buffalo Sabres. So they get a 6th round pick. Maybe he could have gotten a 5th rounder, but I think that's pretty good value there for Buffalo. But for the Hawks, they're getting a solid player here. Lafferty has had experience in the Hawks organization. He's currently in the final year of a 2-year deal, AAV of $2 million. He's a right wing / center. He's 30 years old, had 4 goals, 7 points in 60 games last year with the Buffalo Sabres, after he had 13 goals and 24 points in 79 games with Vancouver. So it was definitely a little bit of a down year. And not last year, but the year prior, Lafferty played in Chicago, where he had 10 goals and 21 points in 51 games before being dealt at the trade deadline. So Lafferty's entering the final year of his deal. If it doesn't work out with the Blackhawks again, he could be dealt at the trade deadline or just walk as UFA. As a very low risk move there for the Blackhawks, for a player who they are very familiar with. So a very interesting pickup here, but I definitely do think the Hawks win this, because I do think at this point in time, Lafferty is probably going to be more valuable than a 6th round pick. But if Lafferty flops, it doesn't look overly good for the Blackhawks this year, isn't traded at the trade deadline, walks as a UFA, maybe the Sabres can do something with the Hawks' 6th round pick in next year's draft. It could be a deal that works out there for the Buffalo Sabres, so we'll have to wait and see on that. And the last one I want to talk about here is between the San Jose Sharks and the Pittsburgh Penguins, as the San Jose Sharks acquired Alex Nedeljkovic, the goaltender, from Pittsburgh in exchange for a 2028 3rd round pick. So it's a very interesting deal for both sides. For the Sharks, they get some goalie help. Like, I know moving off a 3rd round pick for Nedeljkovic is probably bad value. Like, I definitely think the 3rd round pick's more valuable at this point than Nedeljkovic. But the Sharks need someone who could be Askarov's backup. Askarov's probably going to be the starter this year in the Sharks organization. Georgiev left, Vanacek left, like all those other guys they had left. so they needed someone who could be the backup, and Nedeljkovic, I think, could do that really well. He's 29 years old. He's in the final year of a 2-year deal, $2.5 million AAV. Money's not really a problem there for the Sharks, because they are in their current rebuild. Nedeljkovic had an .894 save percentage, 3.12 GAA, 38 games last year for the Pittsburgh Penguins, but you could argue he was probably the Penguins' best goaltender amongst him, Blomqvist, and Jari. He has had some good seasons, like he had a .932 save percentage and 1.9 GAA a couple of years back with Carolina. Since then, hasn't really had an above 900 save percentage, hasn't really had a +3 GAA, so maybe he can get a little more of a workload, showcase himself better, and he could be a solid backup for Askarov. But I definitely do think that's a little bit of an overpayment there from the Sharks. But they do now have their goalie tandem for next year, and Askarov and Nedeljkovic. Well, for the Penguins, this is just the start of what's going to be a very busy next couple of months trade-wise for them. There's some talk about Rust, Raquel, Carlson, maybe to some extent Tristan Jari. Nedeljkovic was in the final year of his deal. They're able to get a 3rd round pick. It's back in 2028, so it's way down the line. At that point, the Sharks might be a really good team, might be a low-end 3rd round pick, but it's at least adding to their draft capital for this time. And Nedeljkovic wasn't really going to get a whole bunch of playing time. It was definitely going to be dealt at the deadline anyway. So very interesting to note there, but I definitely do like this deal for the Penguins side, getting a 3rd round pick for Nedeljkovic. But I definitely think Nedeljkovic could work really well, maybe mentoring Askarov to be the full-time NHL starter for the San Jose Sharks. So a very interesting note there. But that's a very interesting deal between the Sharks and the Penguins that I do feel the Penguins win. So definitely, that's all I'm going to talk about in this video. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Who do you guys think won the Penguins-Sharks deal, Bruins-Oilers deal, and Hawks-Sabres deal? Definitely hear your thoughts on all of that down in the comment section below. That's all I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you're like to, remember to subscribe below. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do this without all of you guys. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe button down below. Don't forget to leave a comment. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to stay tuned for more videos. I also do a blog, talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff for that. So remember to check that out. I've linked that down in the description below. Cannot wait to see you guys all for next video. See you guys soon.